Yes, people, how we doing? Welcome back to another Seat Beats. In today's episode, I'm going to be looking at cutting samples effectively and creating your own melodies and adding your own stamp to things. The sample I'm using today has been used by, I think, two artists. One of them is Ghostface from Wu-Tang, and I can't remember who the other one is. So I have no choice in basically putting my own stamp on it, which for me means reorganising the samples in a different way than whoever produced Ghostface's beat did. And doing it my own way and adding a few more things that make it different. One of the things I've chose is a quick vocal sample because I kind of like them at the end of loops and stuff. And yeah, just a bit of a rejig. Before we get into it, please remember, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for new videos. So let's have a look at this sample. This is it. It's a banger. Yeah. You can just hear that Ghostface all over it. Ghostface killer. Yeah, so that's the sample anyway. The one thing I wanted to, somebody asked me about as well is about when they were cutting samples, they were getting a popping sound. So the way that you avoid that, just before we get into it, is if you imagine your waveform, there's usually a line runs through the middle. I'm not sure what it's like on MPCs and stuff because I haven't used it for a long time. I learned how to produce on a MPC 2000 XL. But on here you've got like a line through the middle of your sample, and where your waves go up and down, you want to cut where they meet nearest to the line in the middle. And if you can find where the waves meet on the middle line and chop it there, that avoids popping of sound. So basically you're cutting on a clear bit of where there's no sound, or like a little section, chop it in there. That's the place. Just a little tip there to avoid popping when you're sampling. Let's have a look at the chops that I've done. So I'm going to build this up for you and show you what I did. So this is the bit that I sample, which is probably the obvious part. And then I added this one onto the end. Right, so, and then there was this, I'm going to play this on its own for a second just to show you. There's this lovely little builder on it. And this is where I wanted to start putting my own stamp on the way I use the sample. So on the Ghostface beat, they don't use this part at the end of the little loops. I've put it in because I think it helps it come back round. So let's have a listen to them together with the samples at the top. Oh, hold on, sorry, 1 second. Sounds sick. So that's one way I got my own little sound on it. But also, if I just take the beats out of here, this is another way that I did it. Let me just loop this bit. On the end, I put a vocal sample. I think it's Chaka Khan, an a cappella I found of her. So I put this on. Sounds epic. Yep, so let me just put them drums back in. It won't take me a second. Bunch, 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 bunch. That's them. I don't know what that noise was. Bunch, bunch. Right, let's have a look at my bass line as well. So my bass line sounds like this. You probably heard it a little bit there when I was playing you that, because I forgot to take it out. So this is the bass line. Yeah, so that's that bit. Another section what I did, what's completely different to the Ghostface beat, is they didn't use this part of the sample that I've used. So let me show you this bit. Oops, sorry. So it goes like this. But when it came into this section where I was using this sample, the problem was it didn't have the same impact as the first part that I've just shown you. So what I had to do was get one of the big horn hits and put it on at the beginning, 4 stabs, all going down in volume. So that helped it blend into the next part, which it gives it more naturalness. So this is without the stabs, and then I'll show you with them. And now with them. And that makes it drop back in more naturally. There's more of the same bass line here. These parts are the Chaka Khan a cappella dropping in. Let's have a look at the drums. So, yeah, the drums, I went with a really nice drum break. I'll just take these parts out for now. So this is the first drum break. Really clear. But I wanted to change the pattern a bit, so I sampled the first kick drum and added it in. I'll play it you without it and then with it. And then with it. Just gives it that extra one, extra 2. And then this. Just gives it that nice breaky feel. And then another snare over the top. So that's my drums. Let's have a look at the introduction. The introduction is just basically all that jazz. Yeah, and that's it. That's this is my take on the sample that Ghostface used for his beat. Whoever produced it, I can't remember. I know that might sound ignorant, but yeah. So it's important when you're working with samples. If you do use samples that other people use, try and put your own flex on it. Try and put your own flavour there, because we all use samples that the people have used sometimes because they're irresistible, and you just think, I know I can do something different with that. So mine's not massively different. I tried my best to put my own stamp on it, and it is what it is. I think it bangs, and I hope you like it. So yeah, that's the important bit. Originality stands alone. Put your own stamp on it. Try your best. And this is my beat. Let's go.